Hi, it's Ken here from OKportugal, and today we have an interesting property to show you. We are in Covilha, which is in central Portugal. We're right at the foot of the Serra da Estrela, which is the tallest mountain on mainland Portugal. We are 2 hours and 40 minutes away from Porto Airport and exactly 240 minutes away from Lisbon Airport, so right smack bang in the middle of those two international airports. This property itself is 3 hectares and it's got a lot of interesting features. So let's go and take a look. Now we're going to start with this building on the side here. This is actually quite a new structure in comparison to the old granite walls. Now as you can see with this entire building, it is in a ruined condition, so it needs complete refurbishment. But I'm still going to show you inside everything so you can kind of see what can be done. So this area looks like a kitchen over here. We have a gas boiler on the wall, so there's gas water heating. There is water in the property and that comes from a well. So there's a well on the property, there's a pump, it's all set up and water can come out of your taps. This room has a fireplace over here. We've got some big windows and yeah, essentially this was the kitchen of the house. And if we go down the passage, we've got a bathroom over here, which is kind of an odd layout and obviously in very dirty condition. But as I said earlier, this whole house needs to be completely renovated. And then over here we have a bedroom. Now the rooms are quite dark because we've got the shutters and things like that closed. But I think you should be able to make out enough. Right, so we can go from here. There's an outside staircase. It's also made out of granite that takes us up into the main building. And we've got some metal doors. So there's no double glazing, no insulation or anything like that. But you do have these really big, thick granite walls. And then here's the hallway upstairs. We've got old but tidy electrics. But it looks like the electrics, like the cables and things, would probably need to be redone. But I'm sure anyone buying a property like this would be gutting it and probably starting from scratch. So this is another room over here that could be used as a bedroom or something like that. And if we go forward, we have another one. I am seeing some signs of damp in the wall there, but that's probably coming from something to do with the roof. That's been in my experience. All right, and then if we go in this direction, we've got like a big living room area, a living room, dining room. And you can see we've got some big windows on the side here. Now these windows open up to the area where I was standing earlier. So I was standing just over there when I introduced this video. We're going to come back out just now. We're going to look at all these other buildings. And if we carry on upstairs, we've got 2 more bedrooms. So we've got a bedroom over here and another one that pretty much looks identical just over here. Okay, so it has a lot of potential. Obviously we've got a very nice stone structure, the big stone building, and potentially, I mean, this is going to look absolutely amazing if you get rid of all the cemented grouting, you put proper grouting in there and clean it up. I think inside you probably want to gut the place and start again. But so far, so good. Okay, so let's just go back down the stairs quickly and you can start to see this is kind of the entrance of the property here. This is the owner's car parked over here. There's actually a big field over here where you can park cars. It's all nice and flat. We've got these buildings on the outside that we're going to get to in a moment. But before we get there, I just wanted to show you this downstairs section. So generally with these old Portuguese houses, downstairs is quite wet and damp. And so what they do is they use it for like storage and for animals and things like that. But now you can kind of see the big square shape of the big granite walls. And you can also see like the joists and floorboards and things like that. Now there does seem to be some evidence of woodworm and stuff like that. So anyone buying this place would probably have to replace all the floors and things like that. And I'm guessing anyone who buys something like this is probably used to the idea that it's going to be a big project. And just over here we have some extra storage. They said something about keeping chickens. So I'm not sure if this is like a little chicken house. But yeah. Okay, so let's turn the camera back around. This is kind of where we started. And I'll just show you over here. This looks like it was used for pigs. So yeah, probably like pig pens, and they would keep those over there. And if we go back in this direction, we've actually got a kitchen that they would use for smoking chorizos. Chorizos are made out of the pig, out of the pig meat. So this is like an outdoor kitchen area. We've got the fireplace over here. We've got lots of black soot on the walls. And this is from smoking chorizo. So on these frames, they would hang all the sausages and they would smoke them from this fireplace. We've got a little window on the side. And then we just stand back here quickly. A fridge, little area to prepare food. And then back here we've got, I don't know, what looks like a pantry or a storage room. Okay. And then if we go outside, there's a couple more outbuildings or outdoor spaces. This over here looks like some kind of a shelter where they would keep animals, maybe goats or sheep. And it's got a tin roof, very, very basic, but functional. And from here, let's look back at the house, give you guys a little peek. That forest in the background also belongs to the property, so keep watching, because there's actually a lot more to show you. We have another little building over here. I'm not sure if this was used for, I don't know, some kind of little animal or chickens or something like that. And then if we walk around to the left-hand side of the house, there's another big room for storage. And actually from here, we can start to see some of the really nice views of the Serra da Estrela, which is the tallest mountain on mainland Portugal. We can actually see the highest point called Tor, which is just up there. And before I take you into the storage room, I just want to give you a little panoramic view. So we can see the countryside here. We can see the lovely rolling hills in the background. Gorgeous. Now the weather today, it's kind of hazy. It's a beautiful day though. It's about 24 degrees Celsius. It is spring. It's the beginning of spring, so everything's starting to green up and it's starting to look really good. But we do have this haze in the sky. It's like a sort of misty haze. So very diffused lighting. And last but not least, for the buildings, we just come around the corner here and we have this big sort of barn area. And it looks like it's been used for storing hay. And we've got some little troughs on the side here for animals. We've got some old equipment here for tilling the ground or flattening out the ground, and little troughs for feeding animals and things like that. It doesn't look like they've been feeding animals for a while because this hay obviously looks very old now. But you get the idea. It's a nice big stone part of the building. All right, so now we've seen the inside of all of the buildings, and I want to take you around the land so you can see what that has to offer. But I just wanted to mention that the property has it's got mains electricity. It also has fiber optic broadband, would you believe it or not. On the posts outside here, on the wooden telephone posts, they have fiber optic cable, so you could connect this property right up to fiber. We've done that to our farm, and we are getting 1 gigabit internet speeds. So potentially, you're going to have the same thing here on this property. Okay, so I've walked up to the main road. This is the property just in the distance there. This is its access road. And we have this big main road over here, which is all tarred. And as you can see, it's quite a big road. There's a couple of cars coming past here every few minutes. It's like 5 o'clock at the moment, so sort of rush hour. But this road that runs down to the property is very quiet. So, I mean, the whole time that I've been here, there's been absolutely no traffic going down this road. And this road actually goes past the property and also bisects a little bit of the property. And there is one neighbor, which is just to the right-hand side of the property here. They've got very nice sort of fruit orchard, olive trees, and then a really nice looking house. It's in good condition. They've got a beautiful vineyard. Looks like a really well kept place. And if we look on this side over here, obviously the house is in this direction. This is now part of the property. So this whole field over here is one of the terraces that belong to the property, and then it extends down and goes on further. And I'll show you a little map on the screen so that you can see exactly where I'm standing at the moment. So we carry on down the road a little bit, and then we have obviously the house in front of us. We have this whole big open area over here that extends into this forested bit with all of these pine trees. This all belongs to the property as well. Just on the side here, this little sort of gully, this looks like some kind of a storm drain. And I'm guessing that this is probably some mountain water, like in the winter time, from up in the mountains and stuff. It probably comes down there. And if we just look back in this direction again, this is that first field, the first one that I showed you. Now I've been told that in the corner just over there is a well. So let me try and see if I can get there. I haven't actually been shown it or anything like that. I don't know how accessible it is. But yeah, just looking back at this field area over here, it's really big, really flat. I mean, this would be the perfect area to put a whole bunch of horses, maybe sheep or goats or something like that. So yeah, it's got a lot of potential. And this is only one of the terraces. So I believe there's about 3 terraces, and then there's also a big area up there and another 2 big areas down there. I brought totally the wrong shoes for this type of thing, so hopefully I'm not going to suddenly stand in some mud. But here we are. We've got what looks like a big concrete tank. I'm not sure. So this is a big water tank. I'm guessing they would pump water into this tank in the old days, and then they would gravity feed vegetables and things like that on the grass. So yeah, quite nice to have the tank. And then I believe on this side here is where the well is. So let me just go and have a look. As you can see, we've got electricity going to the well. So I just need to be careful here that I don't fall in. Okay, I'm really sorry I can't actually get to the well. We are covered in brambles down there. Unfortunately, I was just getting stuck. All of my trousers were getting stuck. But from here I can see that there's a little pump house where the pump's inside, and then there's obviously the well that just goes back. It doesn't look like the well is covered or anything like that. So, you know, potentially there's going to be lots of debris in there, potentially algae and stuff like that. So, you know, if you wanted to use that for the house, you might want to get the well covered and capped so that the water is nice and clean and clear. All right, so let's work our way back and around. So now here we've got a different view of the house. It looks really nice from up here. Look at those mountain views, absolutely stunning. Very, very nice views from up here. So I'm going to fast forward to get to the next spot. And here is where we are on the map right now. And from here, you can actually see we've got a really nice big flat area. The house is just over there. This big flat expansive area here, suitable for all sorts of stuff. Now I think what we're going to do is we're going to head into this forest here, and we're going to go and have a look. It's awesome to have a little bit of forest when you have a piece of land. Obviously you can get firewood from there and do all sorts of stuff. Imagine building like a little cabin in the woods or something like that. So I think what I'm going to do is go right to the edge of the land here. I'm going to show you exactly on the map where we are as well, so you can orientate yourselves, and then I can give you a view of exactly what it looks like from there. It's really peaceful in here. There's some beautiful light just filtering through the branches and through the pine needles, and all the birds tweeting. Really, really nice. This forest is actually quite a large bit of forest. The trees look pretty healthy. I have noticed a couple of pine processionary caterpillar nests, which is very normal, unfortunately, for pine trees. And these are caterpillars that you really don't want. So anyone buying this bit of land needs to deal with those. But the rest of it looks pretty good. You know, the trees are in pretty good condition. There's a couple of old trees that need cutting down, but that's perfect because you've got some firewood. And we've been walking all the way from there, and look how it extends. And we've got to go all the way down to the bottom there. So a really nice big bit of forest. Now I need to point out that I'm not an estate agent. I don't sell properties. I don't make commission from their sale. I'm not involved in the sale in any way. I'm not involved in the asking price or any of that stuff. I just make tour videos. So if you have any questions, you need to direct them towards the agent. I'll be putting all of their details in the description of this video just below. So make sure you get hold of them. And also bear in mind that an asking price is just an asking price. It's not set in stone. You know, agents are always happy to take offers. Get in contact with them, have a word, and see what you can do. So we've reached the corner of the land here, and again we have a little bit of road. I just want to show you, this is one of your other neighbors. They have a very neat and tidy vineyard going on here, some lovely fruit trees, and as you can see, that house is in very good condition. We've got some beautiful mountain views, again up to the highest point of the Serra da Estrela. And looking in the other direction, this is where we were just standing. This is your forest from this side, and the land now extends all the way down in this direction. Now you can see where we are on the map on this corner, and I'm going to take you to another bit just over here where I can show you a little bit more. So we're walking down this road. As you can see, all the land that belongs to the property is on this side, and we've come from this corner over here. Look at that, very, very nice. Also these hills in the background, I'm not sure if I don't think it's a mountain, I just think it's hills. But also really, really beautiful. So one of the most important things really with a large property is that you have access to water. So I've been looking at the land here, and I think I figured out a few things. We've just come from this corner The house is just over there, and as you can see, the land kind of goes down a little bit. And we've got this like storm water drain over here. So I'm guessing that there might be some kind of a stream or a river or something that runs probably when there's lots of rain, like in the winter. And I've been told that just up here is something very interesting. There is an irrigation scheme that you can sign up to, and basically they have these irrigation points where you can attach irrigation equipment and you can water the fields. So in the summertime you don't have to worry about using the well water or anything like that. It's something that you pay per year. I'm not sure exactly what the amounts are, but generally speaking, in central Portugal all the agricultural stuff is pretty cheap, and it's worth looking into, especially if you want to grow crops on the land here or you want to irrigate gardens and things like that. And here it is. So it's on the corner of the land again. And there's a big pipe. You connect your irrigation stuff to it, and I'm not sure exactly how it works, where the tap is or anything like that. But yeah, basically you can have pressurized water and you can send that all over the land around here and irrigate everything. So I'm just going to put a little pin on the map so you can see exactly where the irrigation point is. It's just on the corner of the land. And yeah, now we can actually see there's another little neighboring house just over here on this side. And this is an old ruin, so it's an old stone ruin. It's probably an agricultural support building, I really don't know. It might have been a house, I'm not sure, but obviously that's a very big building project for someone. That property actually extends right up to the main road, so but yeah. From what I can tell in the maps, this green area here and then going down to the corner is all part of the property. So you've got a big piece of 3 hectares and then you have this very quiet sort of through road. Now it's 5:15 now. I've been here since 3 p.m. So the whole time that I've been here, we've had 1 car that's driven down this road. So it is a very quiet road, a very peaceful road. It's going to be safe for animals and kids and things like that. And yeah, let me just give you another look back. So the house in this direction, the forest on the side, and then you've got all of these stretching views going out to the Serra da Estrela. And all the way back round to all these rolling hills in the background here. This property has very good access. You know, there's no issues with that. There's lots of little areas where you could build like a little log cabin in the woods, lots of flat pasture land where you can have animals like horses and things like that. You know, there's obviously the ability to keep animals, raise chickens, you know, grow your own food. You know, the asking price of 72,500 is actually very reasonable in this day and age, especially seeing the prices in central Portugal are just going up and up. You know, this is a property that has a habitation license. It's a, you know, it's a legal house, so it's not like an agricultural building where, you know, potentially you won't get a habitation license for it and you can't legally live there. And then again, you're also only 2 hours and 40 minutes away from Lisbon Airport, Porto Airport, so the commute isn't too bad. Covilha has lots of shops, supermarkets, you know, entertainment places, restaurants, bars, cafes. It's got a hospital. You know, Castelo Branco is only about 45 minutes away. Castelo Branco also has tons more stuff. And it's a beautiful area of Portugal. I've lived here for the last 4 years. I absolutely love it here, and I'm sure you can see that in all of my vlogs. Now I think I've shown you pretty much everything that this property has to offer. Now if you have any questions about this property, please contact Marta and she can help you. I'm going to put her email up on the screen now. I'm also going to put her details in the description just below this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Let us know what you think of this place in the comments below. Ciao for now.